Most of the people think of Spain as that tiny rock that goes out of Europe, but they don't see his little brother, which is Portugal. As you can see, this tiny country right here is Portugal. And something very interesting is that they have been separated for at least 500 years. In one of my trips to Spain, I made a scale in Lisbon, Portugal's capital, which is actually not her capital because Portugal doesn't have a capital. When we arrived, we tried to hurry because we only had a few hours to visit the whole city because we had a plane to Madrid in the next 6 to 7 hours. So what I'm going to say is something that you can do perfectly in 6 to 7 hours if you're visiting the place for a short time. The first thing we did is rent these little electric bicycles with which you can travel around the city, and when you finish the time you paid, you have to stop it in the centers where they have to be stopped. The price of this is a little bit high, it's 30 euros per hour, but the experience is worth it. It's worth it completely because you can see the views from the port, you can go wherever you want, and you have that freedom to look the city by yourself. Very famous dish in this place is the bacalao, which is actually spelled the same as Spanish. It's written differently, but it's spelled the same, bacalao. When I tried it, I thought it was gonna be really nice. Oh, this is the favorite food of these people. But when I tried it, it was so salty that I drink like two whole glasses of water. Fortunately, I had this tomato soup that was delicious. It had a lot of Mediterranean condiments that I don't remember, but it was really tasty. And when the dessert was the best part of it, because I tried the most famous dessert in the country, and it's actually famous worldwide, but it's originated in this place, and it's called pastéis de nata, which is a curious thing about Portugal is that most of the people actually speak Spanish. So if you speak Spanish, doesn't matter where you are, from Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, they're gonna understand you. You may not understand Portuguese, but if you speak them in Spanish, they will try to explain you in Spanish, or at least they'll understand you. So that's very helpful. One of the most iconic touristic attractions in Lisbon is the tranvía, which is a railroad that passes through all the streets and has different colors and a very curious shape that attract the attention of a lot of tourists, which they take pictures with it. Or there is another interesting practice that is they buy coins in a general store, and they put the coins in the railroad and wait for the train to pass through them, and they get the smashed coin as their souvenir. But from all the things I did in Lisbon, my favorite was visiting the river Tahoe. The first part I visited was the port, in which there was a lot of street bands playing music and a great view, a great wine, the climate was great too. And you have that nice vibe from the people. You see people from all colors, all shapes, all types, playing different types of music. It's incredible. More incredible is when you get in the boat and pass through all the river. The last activity I did was going into a bus that tells history about different buildings and pass you through all the city. And these buses had headphones you put on, and these headphones had fado. Fado is the most typical cultural talking music in Portugal. This fado is like the flamenco in Spain, but in Portuguese with with more sad emotion. The person that is singing is looking like he's having a really bad time. Well, I really recommend going to Lisbon. It's a really nice place that tells you a lot about the history of not just Portugal but about the whole Iberian part. I really liked the trip and I hope you visit it once. Don't forget to get your pastéis de nata.